Is this thing on?
Hello everybody and welcome to another Infinity Evolved Skyblock on the Season Gamer server with me, TechnoJock. We are still working on our power supply. We've got our survivalist? No, we've got our Nether Star generator up there. And we're ready to use it. And I've got it up there because that thing is dangerous. It will give you the withering effect within 20 blocks of it. So it will kill you quite quickly. So that poses us with two problems. First of all, how to get the power down from there. And secondly, it's very, very fast at generating power. In fact, let's go and show it off a little bit. Because we've got quite a clever way of warning people. Obviously this warning block stuff here looks quite cool, but it's well within the 20 blocks. In any case, we'll come to that in a second. So, Nether Star Generator, it's got 100,000 RF buffer. That isn't going to be enough because it generates a total of 96 million RF, and it does it at 40,000 RF per tick. So it does it extremely quickly. That buffer will fill up very quickly, and then all the extra energy will be wasted unless we get it out of there very quickly. Obviously, we also need to have a fairly substantial power storage system to be able to put it in there. So yeah, long story short, we're going to be using the Ender IO Vibrant Capacitors. We're going to use 8 of those, so we'll have 200 million in total. So that'll give us more than 2 Nether Stars worth of storage. So what we can do is we can have a control thing set up so that if it gets under 100 million, it puts in a Nether Star. So at 50%, it'll bump it up to nearly 100%. I think that's a pretty good way of doing it. And we're going to do that by using Tesseracts. Tesseracts obviously can get the power down from here, down to our base, and they don't have a limit to the amount of power they can transfer at once. The only other thing left to do is to warn people that this is up here and is dangerous. And a builder's guide is going to do that for us. So this is set in a sphere, 20 by 20, and this thing will sit up here just with that redstone signal on, and that I think should be a relatively good warning to people not to go up there. Yeah, not bad. It's like a second, much closer sun. I'm not quite sure if I'll have that on like that permanently or not. In any case, what we need to do to get the Tesseracts is, no, that's not it. We needed teleporters. So there we go, we've done this stuff before. We've seen teleporters, advanced circuits, fiber cable transmitters, advanced casings, and diamonds. So we've got 3 of these things, and we use Enderium with Ender electron tubes and octatic capacitors. And that gets us these frames. And now if we come over here, we'll see we've got 3 buckets of resonant ender in our fluid transposer, and we will just quickly pop these in here. It does take quite a little while to go over into these things, but what we're going to do is we're going to use a survivalist's generator as well to do a couple of tests. I think I may have a hopper in here. If I don't, no I don't, okay then. Since I don't, I shall make one and grab I don't think I need a chest actually. Let's do that. And we'll need some iron from over here. I think I have some spare here. No. Let's go one of these. There we go. And we'll get rid of that. Right. Hopper, yeah. Survivalist generator, yep. Are these things done? Yes, they are. And we'll go in here, and with some silver and bronze. Oh, silver. Maybe it's this way. Yeah, there we go. So that gives us 3 Tesseracts. Now, what we'll have is 1 up there that is controlling the energy in and out. I'm just wondering, actually, yeah, we'll have one up here. Let's do our tests before we do anything else, because I want to check and see, because I'm not quite sure if I put that down there, if this pushes stuff out. So if we get another one of our tesseracts, and we'll go like that. Seems good. We'll name this, and we'll call it TJ. What we're going to call it? TJ Gen. Yeah, that'll do probably. And what we're going to call that? Is that going to be okay? Yep. So we will say that's that. And what is it going to do? This is going to receive items. It's not going to do anything with fluids, and it's going to send energy. Okay. This one is going to be on that as well. That's what I haven't done. There we go. So this one's going to be on that, and it's going to be enabled, and it's going to send items, not do anything with fluids, and it's going to receive only. Okay, now I do actually have these set up. We've got 8 of these, octadic capacitors, electrical steel, and vibrant crystals. So they're middling expensive. Right, I'm going to set this up here. So any energy that comes back through from this thing will come through. If I put some coal in here, it does work. It goes directly into it. So that way, on obviously this setup, we're going to put nether stars feeding in, and they will go straight into it, and then, yep, that is pulling the energy back out as well. So we can do this with just that. Perfect. That is extremely good. So let's get this set up. Going to grab that. That can go away. We're going to grab that. That. Hello. That. Thank you. Get rid of that. And that. So let's go up here. And we'll set up the one tesseract on top of this one. So we'll get nether stars. This one is items receive. So we can go like that. Yes, perfect. That'll be fine there. And then we'll come down here. And I'm not entirely decided where this is going to go, but I suspect somewhere down on the lower level. I'm going to grab a bunch of stuff. We're going to need kinesis pipes. We've got an emerald kinesis pipe, which makes sense, and these gold ones. And we will do that. I think we should be good now. So let's go downstairs. Here would probably not be the worst idea in the world. So I'm going to have... No. I'm going to have the emerald kinesis pipe there. It is going to be awkward because of that. Maybe I should bring it down a little bit. Okay, down a little bit it is. That's going to go there. These are going to go round it. Like this. And like that. Now this should be, max input is 200,000 RF per tick. So that's perfect, because that means then that we are, I will have this set up slightly differently, but for the moment it can be like that. So we've got 200,000 RF per tick, that generates 40,000 RF per tick. We should be pretty good. let's see what happens when I bung one nether star in there. There it goes. Excellent. That's generating really nice and fast. I think we might be good with power very shortly. So there we go. It's nearly at the 40,000 RF per tick. We're up over 13, 14 million, 15 million, 16, 17. Oh, that's just ridiculous. So that is perfect. Obviously, this wire probably not going to cope very easily with the amount of power we're talking. So very soon we're going to have to do something about the power not power generation, the power transfer through here. But very soon as well we're going to have our sufficient power to be able to power our ME system, so we're going to have everything automated in due course. Very happy with that. Okay, we're coming up over 90 million. It has been draining some power, so I don't think it's going to get to 96, but it shouldn't be that far off it. There we go, 95.5. So it's used 500,000. Oh, okay, that's quite interesting that it's used that. So if we knock out that and knock out that, how much are we actually using passively? That shouldn't be on. Is that going to come down now? We'll have to do that. There we go. Right, so how much are we actually using at the moment? We're actually using a reasonable amount. We're using... it seems to have charged everything up. So we're using around about 600 RF per tick, 700 now. It's probably sorting out this setup over here. Some of it's backed up, I think, yeah. That one's backed up, so it's not making, it's not doing sand, it's still making a bunch of this stuff. So that's what it's doing. And these will need to be updated soon as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, look at it does go down quite quickly at that kind of speed. So we need to get this automated now. Right, so the next stage I think we're at is if we grab, can't remember which one it is now, we're going to grab our Inscribers. That's the word I was looking for. Really? Let's have a look at that. Inscriber. Oh, and we need the machine frames. I'd forgotten about that. Machine frames. And I've only got 8. I need another one. No! What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? I've got dense refined iron plate. I've got the emerald chip set. I need an Enderium gear. I have sufficient Enderium on me to make an Enderium gear. So let's pop that in there. Let's do this here like that. That'll melt down, we'll get that sorted out in just a moment. In the meantime, we can get on with doing... what, eh? Sticky piston, machine framed resonant, iron ingots, overclockers, pure... Sartus quartz. Thank you. Ignore me. Nothing to see here. Move along. I'll put these ones back over here. Out of the way and out of harm's way. And that should be ready in just a moment. The other thing we're going to need to be able to get these things sorted out is we need to get some resonant servos. Ooh, that's a lot of resonant servos. We're going to get warp item ducts. lots of warp item ducts. We're going to go and put warp item ducts along like that, and we'll even go along like that. We're not going to have enough to do all of these, but we're going to have enough to do quite a bit. 18, we're probably going to need more than 18 item conduits. Yeah, we are. Filters though, we need basic item filters, and that's hoppers and paper. Well, hoppers and paper we can do a lot of. I need to keep one of these on me, and we need to do a lot of iron. Let's see how we get on. Now we're going to need 9 filters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll just do that. Yeah, I think 9 filters is all we need. And we're going to need lots of paper. Let's go over here, grab lots of paper. I'm really bad about remembering to harvest this, so we probably won't have enough. But we will do our best, which is all anybody can hope for. So we need... yeah, we're not going to have enough. Let's do that. Let's do that. That's still not going to be enough, is it? No. Nearly, but not quite. But then we don't have all of our stuff ready either. Is there? Yes, there is. Let's just go like that. That will be mature. That'll probably give us sufficient now. Yes, it will. Just. Whew. Right. So we've got that. Let's put that back in there. Not concern ourselves with it too much. Now, down here, you will see, ooh, look at this fancy looking monstrosity. This is the layout of what we're going to be doing. Each of these green bits is going to be an inscriber. These brown bits are going to be our drawers. So let's get the drawers put in. Not like that. That's not how we put in drawers. Actually, that's probably going to completely break it. Let's do it this way. Thank you. Right. And then we turn these to face the correct way, like that. And we're going to have the drawer controller on the back, like that. Nice. Now each of these will go in something like that, and I'm going to be relatively close up to the top, and we'll do like that. Then we will have these things will be powered as well, which we need to sort out in a moment. So we need to get our inscribers here, and we could have really done with having something to put that against, like that, and then like that. You get the idea. Now these things are going to be done up, so we've got in there, that'll go in there, and that'll have an input there. This will have an output from here. That will be disabled from that direction. So what we will have is one that makes logic processors, one that makes calculation processors, and one that makes engineering processors. Yes, no? Sound good? So what we will also have is each one will have, the top one will be making, let's have a look and see at these things. We need to make processors, yeah, these things. So the calculation processor takes a printed calculation circuit, redstone, and printed silicon. So the top one will be making the printed calculation circuit with the calculation press and pure Certus quartz. So pure Certus quartz goes in, the calculation press will get stamped onto it, it'll get taken out and it will feed into this one along with redstone, and this one will be making silicon and feeding out into this one as well. Sound good so far? I think so. So it's going to take me quite a while, I think, to be able to get this sorted out. And I'm pretty sure I need to do something like that. And then this will be a pain because I can't get through now. So this will come out and then down, and that will go into there. So our calculation and everything will go into here. This will come out of here. That's coming out of there. Let's see if we can get one of the... didn't want that to happen. Right. And these will all come out the back and feed in together. So it's probably going to be quite a mess. But these will all link up at the back. And then eventually what we'll have is we'll have an interface from AE. Will supply diamonds, redstone, gold, silicon, and Certus quartz. And then it will be pulled into all of these things as and when they need it, and they will feed out and fill these things up. And we will have a storage bus on here. So effectively, well, not effectively, there'll be just 2 channels being used, and this will just keep on running until these are full up, which I think will be pretty good. Now, I did hit one of them with this. It turned this, didn't it? There we go. Right. So let's have another look at this. Yeah, and that'll be the last one that comes out the back. So we need to do this again, effectively. So that one will go on there. That's fine. That one will go on there. Again, that's fine. That one will go on there, and again, that's fine. We need to undo that and undo that. Those are okay. Those are all fine. We don't need to have that one on there. And we don't need to have that. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do need to have that one on there. Yeah. So that can come round, out and round and past. Get rid of that. It's going to take me quite a while to get the wiring done for this, and it's going to take a lot of wiring. That much is certain. And it's going to take quite a lot of the filters as well. So we're going to need to have filters set up for this one will receive redstone, the calculation press thing from there, and silicon from here, and this one is only going to allow silicon in, this one's only going to allow silicon in, this one's going to allow silicon in. The top ones will be gold, diamonds, and Certus quartz, and it'll do like that. There's a way of doing it with channels as well, but this way will be easier in the long run. It's using filters rather than channels. It's maybe a little bit less efficient. It's certainly less efficient in terms of amount of wiring we need. But I think it's going to be pretty cool when it's done, and then obviously I'll get rid of the cobblestone, and it'll look cool. We'll have something nice here, I think. So I'm going to get on and do an awful lot of the wiring here, and I'll get that other resonant machine frame made up. I'm going to make a bunch more, probably another batch of the item conduit. I'll need to do something similar for power as well. But that will do in between episodes. I'm quite glad we've got our power kind of sorted out just now. We've got a fair bit to go before everything's automated in terms of power, but we're okay for power just now. I'm not panicking. I'm not, honest. Just waving a bucket at you. Anyway, right, that's it for just now. I shall see you the next time. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do leave a like. All of that sort of stuff. You know the drill. But until the next time, it's a bye-bye from me and have a fun. Bye-bye.